Syra. And I want to tell you a little bit today about spirituality. But we're going to look at spirituality from a little bit of a different angle. So see if you can stay with me on this. What if we were to imagine, or to believe even, that everything in our life till now was a choice? What do you say? A choice? Why would I choose to be married to that crazy person? Or why would I choose to have that crazy experience when I was a kid? On a soul level, according to the Course in Miracles, we learn that everything in our life is actually a choice. And maybe not from a conscious level, but perhaps from other levels, perhaps from a soul level. Everything in our life is a choice. So let's talk back about spirituality. If it was true that everything in our life is a choice, if that were true, then the family that we were born into would also have been a choice. Why would we choose those people as our parents? That's a good question. Why did you? Why did you? Why? Well, if you look at it from kind of a metaphysical perspective, you look at it from a bigger than the mind, the human rational mind perspective. What if you looked down from wherever you were, or looked up from wherever you were, and you saw this couple, and that was the couple that you realized needed your help. And your particular set of gifts, your particular talent, your particular the way that you would be in the world would actually help those two people. And so you decided to come on in and be their child. And there may have been other children in the family as well already, and maybe you saw that you could actually help them. But see, what happens is we get born, our soul incarnates into a body, and then it's almost like we forget. And many of the mystic poets write about the forgetting, right? That we've forgotten that we're actually always connected to the divine. We don't have to do anything special. We're already in God's light, in God's love. So we get here, we have these big ambitions about how we're going to help, but we end up being in this tiny little body, maybe 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 6 pounds. That's all, we're contained, we're confined now. And over time we begin to forget. We begin to forget that we actually made a choice to come and help these people. And so then what we do is we start to create these stories about our life experience, these stories about, what happened to us and who did what to us and, what the world is like. But that part of us that is untouched, that part of us that is always connected, knows that those stories are just simply that, they're stories. And so let me give you a little bit of a visual demonstration, because I love the visuals, on the decision that we make as a soul coming in. So here we have mother and father. And perhaps your mother and father were very, very bonded and connected, and they were very in love and very happy with their marriage. And perhaps they weren't. Perhaps they were not that bonded. Perhaps they were disconnected, or perhaps one of the two was suffering in some way, was going through some difficulties. So what often happens in many families of our generation is that we came in to what they call unbonded parents, unbonded families. And so when the family is unbonded, it's like, this connection that should have been really strong between the mother and the father ends up being kind of a weaker link. So when the first baby comes in, we'll call that you. So when you come in, you kind of pick up on this weakened link between the parents. And if you're a boy, you're likely to bond with your mom. And if you're a girl, you're likely to bond with your dad. That's just kind of seems to be how it goes. So say you come in and you're a woman and you bond with your dad. Right? And you really bond with your dad, because all that love your dad wanted to get from your mom, which you couldn't get for whatever reasons, he's now getting from you. So it's kind of like a deep, kind of sometimes unhealthy, kind of over-bonding that happens. And what may also happen is that you end up having this kind of conflictual relationship with the other parent, right? So it might feel you're distant from that other parent. Maybe that other parent is not even in the picture. So lots of different dynamics can happen. When a second child comes in, say a little brother or little sister, we'll call them the baby. When the baby comes in, they'll just pick the other parent, right? So if mom is the one that's out of the loop, the baby will kind of overbond with mom, maybe have a conflictual relationship with dad. So all this kind of stuff starts happening in the family dynamic, And what we forget is our soul level commitment. See, our soul level commitment was not to come in and just pour love into one parent. Our soul level commitment was to come in and restore this connection, restore the bonding in the family. But we're little, we're babies, we get stuck in these stories. From very young age, you'll say, oh, she's daddy's girl or mama's boy. We have these phrases in our culture about, and seem to make it okay for children to overbond with one or the other parent. Whereas what we really came into from a spiritual perspective is to restore the bonding. And so you ask me, well, Dr. Saira, I'm all grown up now. My parents are, living their own lives, or maybe they've passed away. How can I do anything about it now? Well, actually you can. See, one of my teachers says it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So you can actually, from the decisions you make today and from the kinds, the approach that you take, the lens that you look out at the world at today, you can actually start to restore bonding between your parents. And one parent might even be out of the picture. But it's like we go back and we correct the errors that we make. And again, it's about complete accountability. That I decided to come in and help this family. And I haven't been able to until now, but today I'm going to make a different choice. Today I'm going to go in and see how can I reconnect, restore that bonding. And it's a big concept. It might not be practical in some scenarios where one parent's out of the picture, either from passing away or divorce or whatever. But you can still restore love and bonding for the parent that's there. And how do you do that? Well, that's some of the tips that we'll be talking about at our workshop in December. Really hope you can join us for that. But again, spirituality, big concept, but there's some very practical things that we can talk about when it comes to spirituality, such as this soul level decision that you made about coming in to help your family. So, hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.